What's up, YouTube? Working on my on that arpeggio shape. yet I still struggle with it. Okay, there we go. That sounded a little bit better. And practicing your arpeggios will, definitely help with my guitar playing. A lot of it, can vary, I guess, because I see guitars hold their picks differently, and it's a variation of things. Even though I'm not that good at guitar, I don't give up on it. Even though I suck at guitar, I don't give up on it. each day I practice that little 5-string sweep arpeggio pick, that shape on the guitar. I practice it every day until I can get, you know, my goal with that is to get fast on it like I do with my triplets. My triplet sweep picking technique. My triplet pickings is pretty good. I can do pretty fast on the triplet. Excuse me. And slowly, over the course of a couple of days of working on that particular shape, I gain more accuracy and I get a little bit faster at it. Well, you give it a couple months of me practicing, just a couple months of me practicing that particular shape, and by the end of those couple of months, I should be fast enough. But yeah, I'll keep going at that shape every day until I develop more consistency and more speed with it. But the more I sit down with that guitar shape YouTube, the better I get at it. When I first started playing it, I'm like, how the fuck is that dude on the YouTube video doing 3 fingers instead of, you know? And I'm sitting there and I slow down. I slow down the guitar learning to my pace, and slowly but surely I grasp the concept of it. But that's off topic. I know it's a rather long and pointless 32-minute long guitar session, but I find guitar playing to be very therapeutic, especially when you're dealing with day-to-day bullshit in life. Being single has its perks and it has its disadvantages. But you know, and speaking of dating, I wanted to find out some answers. Is there really such thing as a soulmate? And one video I found on YouTube by Test2 Plus, the video in question was called "How Important is Touch in a Relationship?" And in that video they talked about 3 out of 3 to 4 people basically still believe in the soulmate, so to speak. And the person in the video said, well, science has claimed that the soulmate does not exist. But when I go to Google and I Google, does a soulmate exist? And I get a completely different answer. On one video of this dude saying how scientists in question have done research and they say that soulmates do not exist, simply for the mathematical equation of you take how many people are on this planet versus one of you. And, you know what I'm saying, like the mathematical equation, it's just, yeah, you'll never find them. But one website I found says it could take less than 1.5 seconds to fall in love. Ugh. Poor bastards, man. Poor stinking bastards. 4.5 seconds and you're trapped. 4.5 seconds and Cupid's got his fucking arrow of poison shot up your ass. Ah! When I get to the heavenly gates, about to clean these motherfuckers' plates, I got my Mad Max shotgun at my side, about to cause some hell and going for a ride. I get up to the pearly gates and I aim my gun at Cupid and I blow his motherfucking head off. And when they ask me, so why did you do it? Why did you blow off Cupid's head? I said, well, now that motherfucker's dead, let me explain. Valentine's Day started because some dude got his head cut off. St. Valentine was decapitated because he was marrying soldiers off before going to war. And so they made a fucking holiday about it to celebrate people's love. I mean, talk about getting head on Valentine's Day, am I right? No, but seriously though, that is like my least favorite fucking holiday because I'm usually alone on that fucking holiday. So what I do on that holiday is I get wasted, forget that I'm alone. And then the next day I wake up with a fucking hangover, and guess what? I'm still alone, but I have a hangover on top of it. You know what I'm saying? So, but yes, according to some scientific research, some scientists say that that soulmates don't exist. And some scientists claim that soulmates do exist. And it's just a matter of, I guess, which scientist you talk to. But if there was a girl out there for me, I'll find her eventually. But if there isn't, then so be it. I'll be alone the rest of my life. I don't care. You know. You know, having a girlfriend is nice, but it's not a life requirement for survival. You know what I'm saying, YouTube? Having a girlfriend doesn't put food in your stomach, it doesn't put a roof over your head, and it doesn't pay the bills. You might argue with me on that and say, well, technically it does, because if she's with you in a relationship, she helps with that stuff. But no, you miss what I'm saying altogether. I mean, it's not required to do all those things, is what I'm saying. If I don't have any alcohol to take my mind away from the issue, I'll sit there and play some guitar for a minute. And slowly but surely, the 5-string arpeggio that I've been working on learning is starting to take shape, and it's starting to gain some momentum to it. It's not super fast, and it's still, it still has its moments, but it's getting there. Now, some people might disagree with me, and they might say that soulmates exist. I'm under the impersonation, like impression, there we go. See, now I'm trying to find the right words here, but yeah, I'm under the impression I'll believe it when I see it. I'm not talking other couples. I'm talking personally. Like if I run into that one girl that I click with really well, mentally and physically, you know what I'm saying? Then fuck yeah, I'll be eating my words on my own goddamn video, with the girl in my lap. But right now, I'm, like I said, believe it when it happens. And some girls are into that, long hair, huge ass fucking muscles, and guitar playing types. And I qualify as all three: long hair, big muscles, guitar playing, and I can sing. Some girls are into that, some girls aren't. Depends on who you talk to. And while they may be called the opposite sex, one thing that both sexes have in common is each person has a type that they're into. Some girls like fat dudes, some girls like skinny dudes, some girls like guys with muscles, some girls don't. And guys are no different, some guys like fat chicks, some guys like skinny girls, you know what I'm saying? Every person has a type that they're into. And so that helps your odds a little bit if you find a girl that you're attracted to and she happens to like what you got going on, you know what I'm saying? And vice versa. It makes the chemistry between the two of you a whole lot easier because, there's already that initial attraction to begin with. But for somebody who doesn't try to put himself out there because he anticipates rejection, and the reason why I don't try dating is because I anticipate rejection before it even happens. So I could see a really cute girl that I want to talk to, you know what I'm saying? But then, like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, dude, don't even try. She's way the fuck out of your league. Don't even try. You're worthless. You're ugly. You're stupid. You're unattractive. Don't try. Just back away. She's probably already got a boyfriend. Just back away. And so because of that, I don't try. Anticipating rejection before it happens, it does in fact save me from being rejected. But the downside to it is that, I'm not as I want more lonely because of it. So it is what it is, though. And it's the same thing that stops me from talking to girls at the bar, too, especially is, a little voice in the back of my head that tells me I'm ugly, unattractive, and undesirable, and, And then the painful realization of it makes me want to drink, and then I'm at a bar drinking, and then I'm like, it's convenient enough. So I end up drinking twice as much when there's, certain situation playing out, but it usually starts off with me sitting at a bar somewhere, and then, oh look, there's a cute girl across the room, we should go talk to her. Come on, Mr. Studley, go up and talk to her. And then in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, how about some more liquid courage first? And then take a sip of my alcohol, and then I finish that drink, I want another one. Get another drink. And then look over at her across the room again, and then it's just like, go up and talk to her. Do it. Do it. Relax. And I never do it because, well, I have a negative self-esteem about myself. Like, if self-esteem were at level 0, I'd be negative that by like 100%. Like, I have no confidence in myself whatsoever. And I've had people tell me I'm handsome, but I don't see it. I really don't. So what ends up happening is I build a wall around myself, and not too many people get to go into that, get past that. Then I see a story on CNN that makes me go, I saw a story on CNN that says STD rates are more common amongst men these days. And I'm like, well, it's a good thing I'm not gay. Holy shit. No judgment if you are, but still, it's just all the more reason to be extra careful, you know what I'm saying? But I never get laid that often anyway. I mean, it's luck of the draw if I manage to get a girlfriend, but so I don't, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm not worried about it. I mean, I get checked every so often, and I'm clean, so that's good, you know what I'm saying? And if you do get sexually active, or if you plan on having sex in the future, it's a good thing to know that you're clean and that you want to stay clean, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I feel so bad for people who have STDs, man. That's just, oh. I wish I had the power to cure every STD on the planet. Just, boom, it's done. Oh, that would be awesome. You got crabs? Take this pill. Crabs go away. You got AIDS? Take this pill. It goes away. You got this and that? Take that pill. It goes away. Wouldn't that be nice, YouTube? If there was a cure for every disease on the planet, including heart disease, humans would live longer. But alas, I am no doctor or physician of any kind. The only person that seems to have beaten AIDS is Magic Johnson, and how the fuck? He contracts the disease and then he gets rid of it. The only person on the planet that is known to have beaten HIV, it's like, damn, dude. And just recently, Charlie Sheen came out and said he has HIV. Like, damn, dude. That's just. But he also says that he has it under control with heavy antibiotics. And because of that, he'll still have the disease, but it won't kill him because of the antibiotics. And freaking, he'll live a normal, long life because of it. Still, ugh. So, ladies, if you're watching the CNN, you're seeing that story like I'm seeing it. And especially, you gotta be careful with sex, man. Sex and drugs, they can be fun, but you gotta be safe with them, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a time and a place, and you gotta be smart when you're doing them, you know what I'm saying? Like, know your fucking limit, and be careful when you're doing them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool to get high and get some pussy, but, if that's all you do with your life, then, it's not good. You gotta have some structure in your life, you see. So I remember a while back when I was visiting my family, and this is what my dad told me. My dad goes, "I've seen a female version of you running around town." I'm like, "Say what now?" And then my dad goes, well, he was at the store one time and he thought it was me in the front of the line because this person dressed oddly similar to me. And then when he went to go say hi to what he thought was me, she turned around and my dad, the first thought my dad got was, when did Josh get boobs? Holy shit, it's a female version of Josh. I'm like, wait, so there's a female version of me running around town. That's, wow. I must confess the idea intrigued me a little bit to know that there's I'm like, well, how about that? There's a goth girl running around town that could be just right for me, and I haven't met her yet. That kind of trips me out. But knowing my luck, she's already got a boyfriend. Yep. It's better to safely assume than, you know what I'm saying. And then there's times when you see a girl that you find attractive, but she already has a boyfriend, and she seems happier with her boyfriend. So you back off because it's the polite thing to do. It's the right thing to do. In the words of Dr. Roxo, the rock and roll clown, back off, jack off. God damn it, 40 fucking plus minute long video. Fucky duck. Fuck a duck. Finger bang orangutan, screw a kangaroo, at your local zoo. Fuck you too. No, but. Those inexplicable moments you have when you encounter people and shit just happens. I can remember one time before my senior year of high school, I just moved back to Casper and I was at Walmart filling out an application and well, I'm sitting there filling out an application and I noticed this cute girl walk by and we caught each other's eye and we both stared at each other as she was walking out the door. And it was like sound around me just shut off completely. And then as soon as she walked out the door and disappeared, the sound came back on. And I was like, okay, that was weird, but whatever. And she met me with the same exact gaze, too. So I wondered to myself, I do. And then I'll never know because life's an ironic pain in the ass like that. Is you have these wonderful encounters where you meet people like this, just from a standpoint anyway, and you never know anything past that because, like I said, life sucks like that. But the important thing to do when you're single is not let it depress you. I know it's tough because society shoves sex in your face with everything they do, and they make you feel like a feel feel like a complete loser if you don't have somebody. But you gotta be like, fuck society's statistics and bullshit. Seriously. In some cases, you gotta look at being single as a way to improve upon yourself. Um, you know what I'm saying? Um, and if you see a girl that you like and she's with somebody else, the thing you can do is that'll help you especially is you see what that somebody else that she's with, what does he have? Okay? And you notice little things like, oh, maybe he has a car and a driver's license, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. But yeah, I got my own place, I got a job, that's a great place to start, but having a car is definitely a sign of, you know, You know, I've been driving before, and you know, my stepmom, she let me drive her car. Like, we went out to my grandparents' place to visit, and they live out in the country. And my mom's like, "Want to go for a drive?" Yeah, sure. And my mom let me take her car for a drive, and I did surprisingly well. Actually, I was very calm and collective. I didn't overthink shit. Although, whenever I've tried to take driving lessons from my parents, um, the first time I went driving with my dad, I almost killed him, and he damn near almost killed me because it was just, yeah. So if I were to take driving lessons from my parents, I think my stepmom would be a better option just because, holy shit, I almost crashed the car the first time. And my dad almost had a heart attack, too. He's like, it got to the point where my dad's like, okay, I'm driving. Get out of the car. Go on the other side. Okay. No, but, I can't afford a car right now, you two. I'm broke as a fucking joke. A broke ass cracker, goddammit. But getting my driver's license would be a good step towards eventually, you know. And in order to do that, it would help to study for my driver's license and then taking $20 in two forms of ID and going down to the DMV and being like, can I take, you know. And then either they give you a car to drive or you have like a friend or a family member provide a car for the examination, driving part of it. And once you pass the driving part of it, then you get your license and then you're good to go. But you know, I get test anxiety like no other. You know, I go to take the exam, the computer part of it where you multiple choice. You know what I'm saying? And I start stressing if I fuck up on it, then I can't take it again. You know what I'm saying? You fuck up on it like once, then you can take it again in a certain amount of time. But if you fuck up on it twice within that certain amount of period, I think you have to wait a whole year before you can take it again. Which, oh, you know. So I'm pretty much stuck just riding my bike around town or walking. But with the snow on the ground right now, my bike, I tried it out in snow. It does exceptionally well in snow until I start, you know, like fishtailing and power sliding and shit like that. And then it's just like, okay, yeah, no, I'd rather just walk. Bundle up and walk. So, yeah. Don't look at being single as a punishment. Look at being single as a time to work on yourself and figure out what you want in life. Because having a significant other isn't going to put, well, they can help with stuff like bills and what have you, but initially, if you're out on your own, that's your responsibility. And yeah, being single can suck, especially if you've been single for a long ass time. You'll notice couples in public and how happy they look, and a part of you dies a little bit when you see them in public, you know. You're like, oh, they look happy together. That must be nice. And then that's as far as it goes. was watching a D News episode, and this is between, I got a couple channels I subscribe to for the brain food factor of it. You know what I'm saying? And this particular episode of D News was entitled "Why Singles Are More Depressed Than Their Spoken For Counterparts." And in this, they said that people who are single tend to be more depressed. They have a higher rate of suicide, and blah, 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 blah. And that's not necessarily always the case for singles, but it can happen. If I had the money for a real doll, I'd buy one in a heartbeat. But those things are like $6,000–$7,000. Now, it has a lot of benefits. It's STD free every time, guaranteed. She's not going to reject you. She's not going to get pregnant. She's not going to bitch, moan, and complain. And she's there for you when you need her to be. Now, the downside of having a real doll is that, well, she can't carry on a conversation with you. And they're working on ways to change that. She can't hold your hand, and you can't really, like, kiss her and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So it's just there for, sex and shit, so, yeah. And here's a fun fact about sex dolls. Originally, sex dolls were invented for mentally retarded people who couldn't maintain a physical, healthy relationship. Yeah. Initially, that's what they were designed for, but then they branched out of that, and now lots of people get into them and stuff, and, But, they'd be like some Lars and the Real Girl shit. I'm a ventriloquist too, if maybe I can make her talk. Oh. No, but, just envisioning myself as an old man. You're still as pretty as the day I got you out of the box from FedEx. Sitting there brushing her wig and shit. Oh. It's just, yeah. Although the last girlfriend I had, she said I was the biggest dick she ever fucked, so I got that going for me. I get to be that guy she compares other guys to. And the reason why I didn't work out, I wasn't really feeling a very strong connection, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And here's the thing, YouTube. If you have somebody you're with and you don't feel a very strong connection with them, then, and if it's going to cause you to be unhappy in your life, then why are you with that person? Well, just so you can have sex in the moment? That's pathetic. You know. But, well, like I said, being single doesn't have to be a punishment. It's really how you perceive it. And there's times I crave pussy like no other. Like, I got a craving for it. I can taste juice on my tongue, even though I haven't had any in a couple months. But I look at my surroundings and I go, well, there's nothing I can do about it. Especially when I anticipate rejection and I expect it to happen before it even happens. I set myself up for it, so I don't have to. So I have the control, basically, of being rejected. And you thinking to yourself, that's kind of fucked up, but, at least I'm in control of the rejection. I'm getting rejected on my own terms, so I'm, you know what I'm saying? So with that, I'll just become another face in the crowd, really. and Thanksgiving is almost upon us. I'm thankful for the roof over my head, the job that I have, and the friends that I have, and my family for putting up with me. To put things into perspective, YouTube, I am the black sheep of my family. Always have been, always will be. Every time I go to visit my dad, he cannot resist chewing my ass about something. It's irritating. It pisses me off. You know, my dad's done a lot of things. He's not perfect, but at least he's tried, you know. Like when I was a senior in high school, one particular day I was ditching PE class, and I was smoking cigarettes, you know, not really caring. These two girls come walking by, and how the hell I pulled it off, I don't know, but I managed to get my first kiss from one of them, even though the one girl already had a boyfriend. Quick 2 seconds, you know, but I didn't care. I was like you know, when I was a senior in high school at the time, you know what I'm saying, like, I felt pretty awesome. Like, I just accomplished a huge goal in my life, you know. I had this big bubble of happiness around me. I had a bounce in my step. I'm like, yeah! I just got, you know what I'm saying, like, you know how you feel when you get your first kiss? It's pretty awesome, depending on the circumstances. And some people have pretty bad first kiss stories, but yeah, mine wasn't that bad at all, actually. But then I get home from school, and still living with my parents at the time. And even though I'm old enough to smoke tobacco at the time, you know, my dad's like, "You smell like cigarettes." Naturally, my dad took my cigarettes away and bitched me out about how bad tobacco use is for me and blah 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 blah. And my dad used to chew Copenhagen, so it's like I don't want to fucking hear it from him. You know, I don't. You know, really, since I don't care if you used to smoke or chew or not. You know what I'm saying? Even if you quit tobacco, even if you quit tobacco, you still have no room to lecture somebody on their tobacco use. Even if you quit, because at one point you did it, so you're still a fucking hypocrite. Needless to say, that bubble of happiness popped. And by the end of the day, I was steaming pissed. Like, are you serious right now? Bullshit. And it's one of the things I cannot forgive my dad for doing because it's just how I am. But, it is what it is. On the minute my dad stopped fighting me on my tobacco use, you know, I was in my 20s and still living with my parents at the time. He's like, "Look, you're in your 20s, you're going to smoke. If you're going to do it outside, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "All right, you know, whatever." And the minute my dad stopped fighting me on it, the fighting in the household decreased immensely. And I would literally, you know what I'm saying, like, for real, and oh, am I glad to be out of my parents' place. Oh, it is nice having your own place and making your own goddamn rules. It is just fucking awesome. It really is. And I've been struggling awful hard, but damn it, I've managed to make it 2 years out on my own, so I'm doing alright, you know. The worst comes to worst, I'll pawn my PS3 if I have to pay for rent. You know, so I'll blow my goddamn brains out with my shotgun before I get kicked out on the streets. That's not a threat, that's a fucking promise. I don't want to kill myself and I don't want to end up on the streets, so do what I can to pay the rent and shit. I mean, hell, if I gotta fucking sell my bike, then so be it, you know. That's a cool ass bike. I don't want to have to sell it, but I'll fucking sell my bike if I have to pay for rent. When I think about my life, YouTube, I realize that I'm replaceable. I am one of a billion people on this planet. My existence doesn't mean jack shit to the world. I'm insignificant on the grand scheme of it all. But I suppose I've wasted enough time with this video. Jesus fucking Christ, an hour long, really? Okay, some of my fans like watching my hour-long videos, so there you go. Fucking hour-long video. Thanks for watching.